Learn English by reading English books. The Man Who Did Not Look Right. The psychologist Gray Kellin once told me a story about a woman who attended a family gathering. She had spent years working as a paramedic and upon arriving at the event took one look at her father-in-law and got very concerned. I do not like the way you look, she said. Her father in law, who was feeling perfectly fine, jokingly replied, "Well, I don't like your looks either." "No," she insisted. "You need to go to the hospital now." A few hours later, the man was undergoing life saving surgery after an examination had revealed that he had a blockage of a major artery and was at immediate risk of heart attack. Without his daughter in law intuition, he could have died. What did the paramedic see? How did she predict his impending heart attack? When major arteries, arteries are obstructed, the body focused on sending blood to critical organs and away from pre- peripheral location near the surface of the skin. The result is a change in the pattern of distribution of blood in the face. After many years of working with people with heart failure, the woman had unknowingly developed the ability to recognize this pattern of sight. She could not explain what it was that she noticed in her father-in-law's face, but she knew something was wrong. Similar stories exist in other fields. For example, military analysts and identify which blip of a radar screen is an enemy missile and which ones is a plane from their own fleet, even though they are traveling at the same speed, flying at the same altitude, and look identically on radar in nearly every respect. During the Gulf War, Lieutenant Commander Michel Riley saved on either entire battleship when he ordered a missile shoot down, despite the fact that it looked exactly like the battleship own planes on radar. He made the right call, but even his superior officer could not explain how he did it. Museum curator have been known to discern the difference between an authentic piece of art and expertly produced counterfeit, even though they can't tell you precisely which detail tipped them off. Experienced radiologists can look at a brain scan and predict the area where a stock will develop before any obvious signs are visible to the untrained eye. I have been I have even heard of hairdressers noticing whether a client is pregnant based only on the feel of her hair. The human brain is a production machine. It is continuously taking in your surroundings, analyzing in the information it comes across. Whenever you experience something repeatedly, like a paramedic seeing the face of heart attack and patients or military analyst seeing a missile on a radar screen, your brain begins noticing what is important, sorting through the detail and highlighting the relevant cues, and data logging the information for the future. With enough practice, you can pick up on the cues that predict a certain outcomes. without consciously thinking about it. Automatically, your brain encodes the lesson learned through experience. We can't always explain what it is, where we are learning, but learning is happening all along the way. Your ability to notice the relevant cues in a given situation is the foundation for every habit you have. We underestimate how much our brain and bodies can do without thinking. You do not tell your hair to grow, your heart to pump, your lungs to breathe, your stomach to digest, and at your body handle all these kinds and more on autopilot. You are much more than your conscious self. Consider hunger. How do you know when you are hungry? You don't necessarily have to see a cookie on the counter to realize that it is time to eat. Appetite and hunger are gone unconsciously. Your body has a variety of feedback loops that gradually alert you when it is time to eat again and that track what is going on around you within you. Curving and can arise thanks to harmonious and chemicals circulating through your body. Suddenly you are hungry, even though you are not quite sure what tipped you off. This is one of most surprising insight about our habit. You don't need to be aware of the cues for a habit to begin. You can notice an opportunity and take action without dedicating conscious attention to it. This is what makes habit useful. It's also what makes them dangerous. As habit form, your action come under the direction of your automatic and unconscious mind. You fall into old pattern before realizing what happening unless someone points it out. You may not notice that you covered your mouth with your hand whenever you laugh, that you apologize before asking a question, or that you have a habit finishing other people's sentences. And then more repeat these patterns, less likely you become to question what you are doing and why you are doing it.